Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the Arsenal edition. Quite a special edition we have today. We have a long-time friend of the pod, collaborator, editor, all of the good stuff. If you guys have been following us since the start, you would have seen quite a few of our early videos. This man helped out a lot, especially one with a particular artist called Vamp. He did my DJ Vlad impression. We have long time Man United fan and PSG fan.
I know, right?
Yannick, how's it going, man?
I'm great, man. Yo, thanks for having me on, man. It feels like but it's like the first ever appearance.
Your first appearance
Yeah,
on the actual show.
Appearance.
Yeah. So yeah, we're at the Emirates. You know what it's for, man. It's
my local area as well.
Yeah, literally. I was gonna say it's a 5-minute walk for him and a 40-minute journey for me.
I've done some things on this area that if I say out loud, I might get a rush for.
Yeah.
But
in particular, in front of this Henri statue.
I've defiled a few of the items on this location.
Yeah, we're not doing it here right now. Yeah, we're doing a preview of Arsenal, the biggest club in France, versus PSG. So let's take it back a little bit. None of us remember when we played PSG and they were wearing this kit that he's wearing right here. So
I'm never gonna pretend.
Exactly.
Like, listen, I was young, but I was a bambino.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
There's no point of us pretending there. But yeah, I think the only place to start really is the 2016 game in Paris. That ended 1-1 to my recollection. I was fortunate enough to go there with my friend Alza, and that game was like my first sort of real taste of, you know, proper French ultras, because PSG fans are absolutely men.
Listen,
to say the least.
am I allowed to cut in?
Yeah, of course.
You see, PSG as a team, I think outside of like Paris or outside of France, people know about the ins and outs of PSG.
Yeah.
Don't know about the ultras and how it became a thing. I mean, back in the day, PSG was just really racist.
Yeah.
And now, if you look at the ultras now, it's all like you see
integrated.
You see Paris through the keyhole of the PSG ultras. Like, I'm real and tweeted on Facebook. He said he's never seen black ultras in his life before. Until he saw PSG fan.
Facts.
And it's like it's like multicultural Paris represented within the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird, but like people outside of France don't know anything about the club. I've seen so many clips recently of PC Ultras in Birmingham, Liverpool, Newcastle,
London as well.
Yeah, London. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's an actual thing.
But they've been around.
They've been around for such a while. This faction of the Ultras since 1991, since this kind of audio Ultra groups and the unification of the new main Ultra group. But yeah.
So that game ended 1-1, and one of my main takeaways from that game is that we need to do a much better job of supporting our players when they're not playing well, because Cavani might have missed about 10 clear-cut shots that game, and each time he missed, the fans just sang the name even louder. They just sang his name even louder. I was like, that's what you're supposed to do on a match day. You come there, you bring your best. That's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, Alexis Sanchez scored, and I think Cavani scored that game as well. Cool. That was that. Game back at London in the group stage, it ended 2-2. I remember, it was calamity. I just remember a 2-2 where Verratti scored an own goal after like a ricochet. I think we scored from a corner as well. But yeah, both teams went for it basically. And I just want to say that, you know, while Arsenal have been around a lot longer than PSG kind of thing, I see a lot of similarities in the way that, you know, like in terms of cultural relevance, they're very, they're sister clubs.
You know what's so funny? You know, PSG and Arsenal are sister clubs. United and Marseille are sister clubs.
Yeah.
Think about it, it's like, you know, because Marseille represents, you know, the Southerners. You flip around. It's like the Southerners are the more like, the hard working, and the Northerners are the soft ones. Obviously, it's the UK, but if you like Marseille, PSG, Marseille, United, there's a list of ex-players. You know, Heinz, Evra, Espartes. There's obviously him, who shall not be named there right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a list of players who have gone back and forth. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird because really, you think I should have been an Arsenal fan.
This is what I wanted to come
I should have been an Arsenal fan. Because I'm Francophone. But when I moved to the UK, it was a weird time where the only Francophone player was Eric Cantona. Yeah. Literally, it's like I'm looking at him. Look, what you see? The first goal I saw on the UK shores, it's Cantona's volley against Liverpool.
When he's stepping backwards.
Because remember, like, I remember Beckham was wasting hella corners that day. And that's the only corner he connected. Cantona, bang. I remember that. That's the first goal I watched first goal I saw, sorry, on English TV, like I can remember properly.
Yeah.
Like, I have vague memories of Everton Man United, I think the year before, and FA Cup final, and we lost.
Yeah.
But it's real vague. But that match, the earliest crystal clear memory I have of English football in this country. Like, yeah, it's weird. I should be an Arsenal fan.
So here's the thing, guys, right? So he grew up over here in North London, where there's only one club in North London. Regardless of what people want to say, there's only one club in North London, right? And he's French as well.
Yeah.
And he's of the Arsene Wenger generation. So all the lines should align.
Literally.
But it didn't. And that's what makes everything so interesting.
It's like my brother, when he became of age, I understood football a bit more. He was born right into the Arsenal Francophone era. Right into the Francophone era, right into the boom, do you know what I mean?
So that's why we we celebrate our differences, but we're here to talk Arsenal PSG, not United. But
can't escape us, fam.
Yeah. So the game last year, I was there as well. That game was a weird game because it was one of I think it was arguably our biggest game in the league phase, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that oversubscribed in terms of people were dying for tickets. I was like, oh, listen, it's fucking PSG.
Do you want to hear a story about how I got snaked from that game?
Go on.
So my sister, she studies abroad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have my dad has took up a box seats at the Emirates.
Yeah.
So it's PSG Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm an Arsenal, I'm a PSG fan.
Yeah.
See PSG in the Champions League in London against Arsenal. That's a big draw. So like, I had heard from my sister for a while now. Yeah. And then I said, oh yeah, shout that, ticket. Yeah, I'll show you. So obviously, the closer I get to to kick off, I realised I ain't going to tickets. It's normal, isn't it? Anyway, so Naheem was in town. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah.
Town for what? I won.
I'm like, what's she town for? I called her because what you said? She's like, yeah, I'm just going to the Arsenal game. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, that got me a ticket, so I couldn't get you one. I was like, cool.
She knew.
Ooh, she knew, man. But I realized, she got the dog in her, fam.
Yeah.
I respected her that day, I don't have to worry about my sister anymore. She knew what she was doing, fam.
Raised them.
I raised that right, but back to the game.
Yeah. So the game itself, it was weird for me just the build up, because in my head I'm thinking, this is like, regardless of league form, even though you're still unbeaten at the time and a little bit shaky, I remember Dembele at that time, the Friday before he was left out of the squad.
Yeah.
So it was a bit shaky, but you still brought the only non-starters that you didn't have that day compared to now was literally Dembele and Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, but I think even that it was a weird time because the rest of the continent hadn't woken up to us yet.
Exactly.
And we weren't really, I was probably one of our, I probably was our worst game in the group stage. Everyone lost. I gave you excuses. Not even excuses, but a reason why we lost.
We dominated.
That game was just rubbish. Man.
Yeah.
And even then, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Yeah. 2 goals from, I think, cross to the centre, essentially. 1 set piece and 1 cross, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where that's where I kind of want to take this conversation on. So that game itself, Arsenal, against probably most teams in Europe, we're not going to be out physical.
Yeah.
I think we're one of the, if not the most physical team in Europe, right? So that part to me was never the issue. My issue was more about how good we would be in small spaces.
Yeah.
And PSG, to me, to my mind, the only other team that are as good or better than them in Europe in the small spaces is Barcelona.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we didn't play that game. We made it a running game for you guys.
Basically, you flipped the script.
Yeah.
Basically, Enrique got outfought, basically. He got outfought. And it wasn't anything glaring.
No, it wasn't.
In that first half, I just said, you know what, we're not going to let you play your game.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you create your pattern. We have patterns of plays, If you watch PSG, it's a lot of diamonds. Lots of diamonds.
It's 3 passes and it's bang to the one specialist.
If you look up through all the phases, we're like playing diamonds.
Yeah. And
that's how we do it. And the thing is, once if you don't clock where the pieces are, it's over, fam. You know when you know that in anime, my what? Yeah. Literally, fam, it's my what? Like it's over. Draw the sword.
And that's it.
And it's done. Like look at the goal against I think is it Rennes?
Yes.
Look at the goal. Look at that goal, way like. I think it's our 3rd goal on the counter attack, when Nuno's in the corner,
Yeah.
That's how we like to.
You start them in.
Nice.
And this is the thing. While we obviously prefer a running game, you can't discount the fact that you guys have probably got the best collection of wide players around. I want to say we're talking Doué.
You got the machines.
Yeah.
You got the machines. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
The nukes, basically.
Literally, bro. We've got the codes.
Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele. I'm gonna count him that he plays through the middle, and and Barcola, right? All of these guys are essentially just they're bombers, they're arrows, kind of thing. So you look at the composition of how the midfield is built. Basically, it's meant teams are supposed to get sucked in.
Yeah.
They're supposed to forget about your wide men.
Yeah.
So they're looking at it thinking, what every single person in this midfield outside of Ruiz is under 6 foot. They're probably under 5'8", 5'9", to be honest. So we can try to push. At least we'll try to push. Okay, they play 2 or 3 passes in the middle of the pitch. We're good here. They're not going anywhere. Before you know it, someone's turned. We shoot the ball in the half turn, and it's out. It's out to the wide man. And now they're in a 1v1 situation, and now they can go. Now Barcola can go kind of thing.
It's on that transition, the break on transition. Yeah. If like you don't have your ducks in a row, it's cutting. You see that goal against Villa, Nuno Mendes' goal.
Yeah, the last one.
Like if you look at the way we broke here.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know where the ball was going, and that's the problem. You don't know who's the ball's going to go to. I thought the ball to the belly's moving inside was the wrong move, by the way. That was the wrong move. I think we should have played it out wide, and then gone in.
For easier chance.
But he's carried it, and I'm like, okay, what are you going to do now? It's past to Nuno Mendes, man. Because it's that kind of thing. But also you've seen it not work.
Yeah,
you've seen us fumble it a few times as well.
But I tell you, that's where I want to actually talk, because where do you personally think PSG's problem is in open play?
Okay, cool.
In open play, when they have the ball, we'll get to off the ball. When they have the ball,
I think in open play, so I think it's that false sense of security. So obviously we're going to keep passing side to side.
We've got the most possession. I think.
I totally fine. But the problem is that the more passes we start trading in, that's when places slowly start creeping. All it needs, it's a good team, to counter us at its peak. You know what I mean? Because chasing the ball backwards, we aren't the best.
Yeah.
We have the pace to do so. But our players sometimes panic.
I think you're absolutely spot on in terms of running back towards goal. When in the wide areas, your fullbacks, even though they like to play high, they can get back. No problem.
But it's let's say for example, Rice picks up the ball against us
and he goes
and he's driving.
Never gonna catch.
If he cuts inside, that's where the problem starts. Because out wide, I'm fine. When he started like John McGinn did, he pulled the ball inside, and I think it starts to get an option because we're chasing, we're going backwards in the wrong direction, and we're not really in position. You start fighting in position, bang, 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 and then that's how teams score against us.
I think again, you raise an interesting point in terms of when a big physical player that can travel with the ball is running at you. That's
literally our PMP is literally our weakness. That's why we're starting head up Zaire Emery. Literally, for that midfield 3, as tenacious as it is, it's not physical.
I think genuinely speaking, we're probably a bad matchup for you in that regard, kind of thing. But I think more often than not, PSG against most, like I said, we're arguing the most physical team in Europe, right? Most weeks you're not going to hump against a team that can put out a midfield of Rice, Marino. Do you know what I'm saying? Like big six.
Do you want to? I thought people, the Villa tie would be a tough tie because they have the ingredients to actually punish us.
They started on,
but they realized it too late. Second half, they realized, okay, cool. What we have to do is just keep on their legs because our kind of press, I realized our kind of press is what saves a lot of time.
Yeah, of course.
But because they negated that in that time, they negated all of our strength. We were just all over the place. The thing is, once we realize that none of what we do is working. The fabric of this team, it's like if you watch us, we do the same thing. Nothing ever changes. We just do things a lot better.
But that's what good teams do. If you're good at something, you're not going to change until it breaks.
You just do it a lot. You refine things. You refine. A good man keeps refining things. But Enrique, he's doing it for the last year. So refine. Up until half time, every game, we've been in a trance back of that then. Trance like focus. But since then, kind of stick with it, not being eye off the ball. I know we'll get to it later on, but you start to see the issues with this thing. Because you're like, cool. When we're not gelling, we're not in a rhythm, it's a problem. Because when you're in a rhythm, you're not creating chances. We rely so much on rhythm, bro. If a team can break our rhythm, it's tough for us.
And I think it's kind of, I wouldn't say worrying, but it's growing pains. It's a young team. Look at the average age of the midfield. I mean,
our oldest player is 30.
Is that Ruiz?
No, it's not Quinhos.
Quinhos, there we go.
That's our oldest player, fam. That's the only player in our squad. Over 30, fam. 30 and over, sorry. Everyone else is probably, people said it's a very young. Right, I even forgot, Ibrahim Mbaye was on the bench for the first game. But then when they did the group stages, and he only got, he's only started, getting his feet recently, this is a young boy. He's 17, bro. He's 17. He's 18.
Exactly.
Like Emery, fam. You see how you've got Wanyeri,
MLS.
Saka, and MLS, we have obviously Emery, Mayulu, and then back. Like at least they've graduated around the same time. Do you know what I mean?
I like Mayulu.
Like,
But I think Zaire Emery is the one that's taking all the headlines because of he essentially plays beyond years.
He broke his team a lot younger.
Yeah.
Obviously, with him, it's been a funny season. I don't know if you can comment on that, but like it's weird because this is why I don't like football with 2025.
Yeah.
You can't split the real. Well, you can, but not many people because it's real fans from fake fans.
Yeah.
I see people like cuss like Emery saying, you know, where's our TC back, you know, where's our young player back, you know, get like a full bro. One, he had a big injury during the season. Maurice came back here, and I think for the composition, Maurice makes more sense than Zaire Emery. Like I don't mind Zaire Emery taking this season, to kind of like learn a bit, you know, develop a bit more physicality and whatnot. But Maurice was Zaire Emery, probably that midfield was that average height of like what 5'5". Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
and we can't afford that in a match, especially a match against Arsenal.
This is a good point. So now let's talk about PSG off the because when you're defending open spaces, like big spaces kind of thing, that's to me that's what I've noticed. Running back towards your own goal, but not only just that, when you're having to essentially have somebody cover, so in a midfield three, one of them would have to cover in a wide area if one of the wide players don't get back. I'm not particularly confident in Neves or the team, despite how great they are, tenacious and they'll never give up kind of thing. It's you don't want them guys running out wide.
It's usually Neves who does that.
Yeah, exactly.
Who does that because one, he's more athletic out of the free. He's fast out of the free, and he's more tenacious out of the free.
Exactly.
Normally him, but you don't want that to happen.
No, you don't, put it like this. You don't want him having to double up against Saka because one of your wingers hasn't got back. It's a mismatch.
That's the thing. The thing is, it's like literally. So the reason why we are where we are now, and everyone's looking like look about us because of the effort of our wingers.
Exactly.
Obviously, last year we were back. Thing is, I understood why players were about playing this in the emergency. I'm not gonna be one of the pundits. Oh, they didn't track the old days. They shouldn't track back. Bro, I hear that so many times. Yeah, it's like from Darren Fletcher. Yeah. It's a Darren Fletcher, Listen, you have a
we'll get the pundit. I promise.
Sorry, I don't them. But so like our wingers, our team works hard, but we are so lauded of right now. And I'm counting on us to carry on that. Again, for the last few games, I've seen little signs of players just switching off because teams are in less opposition, but against Arsenal, you can't do that, bro.
To be honest, the league's been won for at least 2-3 months.
Yeah, but then we
the unbeaten run now that it's gone. I feel like the pressure's off.
It is. So, you know what? Yeah, it's relief pressure.
Yeah,
but it's the manner in which it happened. Yeah. The thing is, I'm to add account. Listen, we Marseille, Monaco, and Lyon. Yeah, but the banana skins here are Nice and Strasbourg.
Yeah,
those were the banana skins because see those two teams here. Yeah. Really good football teams.
Exactly.
Really good football teams, And if you give them a sniff,
put it like this. A team like Strasbourg kind of remind me of like early De Zerbi, Brighton. Not in terms of
but it's that hunger,
it's that hunger and to prove themselves basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's always going to be that sort of banana skin there. But let's talk set pieces, man. Since
QSI has been at PSG, bro. Yeah. Since QSI, like 13 years going on 14. We're in the 14th year, bro.
Yeah.
We've always had issues set pieces. Even when Charles Silver was there. It's with an issue set piece. Now it's just I've been facing a team whose strengths are set pieces. Do you know how? And judging by the last game, we got done from set pieces essentially crosses. And our keeper, his biggest weakness, set pieces and concentration, bro.
So here's the thing, right? I don't understand how. So let's say you're probably almost the same height as Donnarumma, right? This guy is 6'6".
I used to be the best keeper in this borough. I literally, if I wasn't such a fool and decided I wanted to be a striker, I could be where Donnarumma is right now.
Yeah,
but besides the point though.
But Donnarumma is what 6'7"?
6'7" essentially.
Yeah, he's 6'7", and I've never seen a keeper so big be so terrified of the ball in the air. It doesn't make sense to me.
What you said there is perfect. I've never seen a keeper that's so terrified of the ball when it's in the air.
Yeah. You're already your wingspan. So put it like this, right? The reason why he's so good at penalties
is with his wingspan.
Is the reason why he should be so good at coming to collect crosses. Maybe he has got the spring.
As for keeper, see where you've come crosses, it's not it's an assurance thing. You have to be confident, I'm going to the bottom, I'm going to get it. Oftentimes you see keepers who are hesitant, half either fumble or give away penalties. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna punt something, you have to be assured because, like, if you don't get that ball, you get the man.
Yeah,
it's a penalty, bro.
It happened to Gabriel against
I've done a few times, fam. Like,
it was like West Ham away. It happened to Gabriel actually.
Like, my thing is that, bro, like, I'm telling you, it's been a bane on my existence, bro. Crosses into the box, yeah. We just panic, bro.
So out of everyone in your defense right now, right? Excluding Donnarumma.
Who's the most assured in the air?
Who's the most assured in the air?
Marquinhos, bro.
Okay. So
but the problem is,
yeah,
like, he's honest to God, front of he's got his faults. But for the last however many like years, he's probably the only one who's given us some sort of assurance in the air at the back. But to be honest, in both boxes, he scores a lot of headers as well. Yeah. But aside from that, I'm just not, bro. We're not really a total team anyway.
Yeah.
And plus of that, we don't have like giants across the pitch those random giants. One player who's like 6'6". Like, we know because Ruiz after Ruiz was the Marquinhos, bro.
Yeah. After Ruiz, it's literally the three tallest players in the team are Donnarumma, Marquinhos, Pacho actually.
And then there's Barco, if you count Barco as well, but
he's
not
that.
He's not a threat in the air, bro.
Yeah. Even defensively as well. Usually, you normally have your forwards that will be able to essentially help you out defensively.
Yeah. We don't have that, bro.
Since Ibrahimovic, I want to say, maybe who else is there bit?
But not probably like Cavani. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, like he struggled. Even back in the day, we had like Cavani, Ibrahimovic, Mota, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos. Yeah. It's struggled in the air, bro. Yeah. It's always been an issue. You know, every team has something which they just don't really focus much resources on. With us, set pieces. Yeah. But the thing is, going forward, we've actually got our own set piece ideology going forward. Yeah. You know, in the opposition.
Well. That's the funny thing. There's one thing I do remember actually at this game here. You guys decided to leave 3 players up on our set piece. On a few of our corners, if I remember correctly, because I think it was the first team that done that. There's someone in the league that done that before. Maybe it was West Ham. It was the game before we played you guys, and then PSG decided to leave 2 or 3 players up, and that's fine. Like, obviously, it makes us have to think about counters a bit more. But at the end of the day, while the ball's in the air, kind of thing, I'm not being funny. Let's say Gabriel's fit. You've got Gabriel, you've got Timber, who has got a crazy spring on him. You've got Marino, you've got Havertz.
Bro, every time you don't get a free kick, set piece in our final third, I'll be scared, bro. Yeah. Even if we weren't playing you, I'll still be annoyed and scared, because like we were getting so bad at set pieces here. It's like I don't even know what set piece coach is. I've never known who a set piece. You know why? Because it's never been something
evident
that that we practice it, fam. Like I'm telling you, but bro, I'm actually nervous with the game. It is 50-50. I think both ties are split up 50-50. I think the Barcelona and Inter, I think that's 50 as well. I think it's such a well poised semi-final.
Yeah.
So delicately poised because you can't say, okay, cool, this team's the favourite to go all the way.
Put it like this, I think if we're gonna talk Inter Barca, I think it's arguably the bravest attack in Europe, right? Because they play a stupidly high line against the most cynical team in Europe.
Yeah.
And then in our tie, you've got probably the most regimented in terms of and well prepared team in Europe in Arsenal. Well, one of the most well prepared teams against probably the team that plays with the most freedom.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So they're all so it's all very much.
There's storylines everywhere.
Yeah, the storylines everywhere.
And that's what it is. Everything is so dedicated because the matchmaking is actually essentially perfect.
Yeah, and thinking like this, right? I think this is the first time Inter and Barca have played in the knockout round since the infamous.
Oh, swear that it's the Thiago red card.
I think
no, the Busquets red card.
Yeah, I think so. And you put it like this: both Arsenal and PSG. This is the trophy for us.
This is, bro.
This we both never won, kind of thing.
I'm working on the script here. Yeah. I just didn't know when to start recording. Whether to start recording after we lose, as I think we will, because I'm a pessimist, and I've been so many times. Yeah. Or that's how I recorded it now. Ask the question: will we win? Yeah. See, I'm doing a video of
So let's just ask the question. So if we're going predictions for this leg, right? What we go with? Don't give me scores.
Do you know what? Yeah.
Just give me results.
The results, I think we'll lose this time, but only because you guys at home are a different beast than you are away. And the thing is, even though we have the run time the second leg away from home, you can't do unrestricted and leave like a mountain to climb.
Yeah.
That we won't win. But we need to leave with something. Yeah. We have to. I don't think we will, but we have to, because I think if you guys chase in the game, second leg, He's perfect.
Yeah, I think for us, while we're really good at controlling transitions, our weapons to essentially chase the game right now, we're lacking because of there's no Havertz obviously, there's no Jesus kind of thing. So for us, I think we're pretty good front runners.
But you know, I realise that, like, I'm not gonna profess that I watch Arsenal every week, but I've watched Arsenal for no year. But like, that's why I accepted for systems actually a good system because we lost Saka for how long? Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Cool. Saka's back now, bro. Yeah, you lost Havertz. Look, he's got no striker.
Yeah.
And you've still
we're finding a way, and this is what I'm talking about, being well prepared and being regimented and stuff like that. It's put like this. It's almost like if you want to talk about metaphors, almost like the immovable object versus the.
No, it is. You know, it's literally that kind of shit, right?
Yeah. So it's like who essentially is going to flinch first?
But I hate to be like the typical just drop the same ripping off the standard the same from all of those pundits and whatnot. But send me one of midfield, bro. One of lots of midfield. It's literally like it's typical. Give me one of lots of midfield.
Yeah.
Because fair enough. Out wide, we both know what both people want to do. But in that middle, who wins that?
So here's my thing as well. Like, number 5 party is missing, right?
So who and Jorginho missing as well.
Jorginho's out for the
rest of the season. So what's your composition though?
So to my mind, I think we're gonna go Rice at the 6. Now that's not an issue for me because again, PSG are gonna have a lot of the ball as well. My only issue is that Rice's superpower is essentially being able to snap at people and break stuff up.
He's a disruptor, basically.
He's a disruptor kind of thing, and he does that so well in the final third.
He does it really well, right?
But we're gonna miss that. Now don't get me wrong, Marino's there. Marino can do it as well. He does it quite well, but it's not Rice. You know what I mean? And I feel like that extra 5-10% you get from Rice, you're gonna need it against Neves, against.
We're gonna.
You know what I mean?
I've always battling all season long to just figure out where we are as a team. Are we the dog bullets right now? Or do we have a way to go? I think we have a ways to go now, have a way to go, but this tie, because forget Liverpool, forget Villa, this tie,
spanked Liverpool, by the way. Spanked.
You know how happy I was, the first leg, I was so annoyed, we got seated, I was so confident. Because I got a cool better than them. We had matchup behind them for them, fam. We showed all that McAllister and Gravenberch, bro. They did nothing, fam. So, but this game's more than because there's matchups. There's more matchups than there were in the first game. All over the field. But I mentioned he's gonna start doing it instead of He's gonna start doing it instead of Barcola.
I think so. He'll start Barcola.
Barcola's that's what I love about forward. Barcola's better against teams we're gonna push us. He does this behind you, bro. See this guy? Yeah. It's over, fam.
So what do you think? What do you think is the key sort of 1v1 matchup on both sides?
So if the way starts, it's how you handle it.
Okay.
Because if he once the problem with him, when he roams, and he's in his groove, it's so hard to do.
I think he's personally gonna end up in the middle.
He will, because he's played CM, he's played 8, he's played 10. He's played out wide on both lines. He's played false 9 as well. His destiny is in the middle, 100%. And I was hoping against Villa, he'd start Barcola and do it. But I knew this quarterfinals, he's going to make that rate. He was that much, When you play Doué and Barcola, it's like that's PSG on fourth mode. You know when they say this is like turn that knob up. That's literally it. But at the same time, that brings some issues because we go a lot weaker in the field, a lot weaker in transition and whatnot. But that there, if we're chasing this tie, I don't put your man see that.
I think for me,
but
missing out Graver is what happens when you have an embarrassment, which does he brings his own sorts of problems to the team kind of thing. But for me, I think if we're talking in the wide areas, I think the tie for me can be decided between Saka and Neves. Mendes, sorry. And the reason why I say that is because
even the first part was
it was close. I wouldn't give it to either one.
They both went slugged it out of them.
So my thing is that because Saka, let's make no mistake, but he's by far our best player. By far our best player kind of thing. And we're only gonna go as far as Saka can take us. And if he has a good game, especially at home, I think Arsenal will be okay. However, if he's off it, that's where I'm like, where else come from?
I love about football, it's people who pretend they know football. He's Saka,
I get bored talking about him.
Like me, I'm such a fair person, me, if someone's good, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not gonna pretend that. You see him, he's like, if I believe I'm better than a man, and I have the ability to beat them person ever. That's how I play, bro. It's annoying because it's not like they have anything glaring like you can see. Okay, cool. He's got no. They just believe they're better than you, and that's the worst kind of player, bro. So him against Mendes, Mendes has to believe that he's better than something. That's the only way he's going to win about. And the thing is, I believe, I've been trying to say it for the longest. See, Mendes, bonkers,
I think physically, right? If we're talking left backs, right, in the world right now, I think physically
he's
the best. He's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best, right?
He's more balanced than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
Like last year,
what he's going forward. That's the thing.
Last year, so obviously he came up from injury just before the Dortmund ties. People after Sancho rings him, people, oh, this guy's crap, like brother. Yeah. It's just like an injury. Second leg, Clant Sancho, but again missed had the chances and messed up again with PSG. But it's just that's our tier neighbor. But so I'm so like pessimistic about this side. Like nothing is guaranteed. But again, Mendes, I've been saying for time, the guy is bonkers. Sorry, but he's bonkers. He's such a good left back because like if it's a physical battle you want, you're gonna lose.
He's gonna give it to you.
But I think for Saka to win that duel, he has to think as a higher IQ footballer than he is.
Put it like this. One of the key things here with Saka is if Saka isn't having a good day, which is very rare, he's not having a good day kind of thing, he'll just find another way. So for example, like while those free kicks against Real Madrid were absolutely key this, Real Madrid in the second half that game were, I feel like at times even triple teaming, quadruple teaming Saka, right? And he just like, okay, cool. If that's the case, I'll just come in field. If the ball is on my strong side, kind of, you're not getting the ball at the foul. Kind of, he's just finding different solutions, and I feel like Mendes has got to be cute and clever and think, how else can Saka hurt where I will be potentially out of position.
So in both legs against Liverpool, Mendes, at least once in both legs, and I'm not talking about the Elliot role, where he overthought the duel, and I think both legs, and messed up, and Salah came out with the ball, like he recovered enough, to. What he did in the recovery, he needs to learn from that and say, cool, I need to approach this tired, this duel the same way. I can't try to rough him up because he likes that.
Once Saka feels you, it's done.
It's done.
If he feels you, it's done.
Just be smart. Just make sure he's not able to use his weapons. His weapons is just his ability to think, the ability to use what he has done. Like he could. I'm telling you, I've seen Saka. I'm like, cool. He should be tackled here, but I guarantee you he's gonna get out of this and within fam, and he's done that. So Mendes has to think that was not over until that was over.
Exactly.
Because like it's a weird one. So I'm trying to put into words where your audience can understand what I'm trying to say. It's like when you're dueling somebody, you know that like I can't stop until like I see triple zeros on the clock. My coach always says don't stop until you see triple zeros on the clock. So I'm Mendes to think because
and Saka plays the game that way as well. He doesn't actually stop. But
it's going to be a good duel, bro.
I think we do. So, you've given your prediction. You think that it's going to be an Arsenal win at home. What do you think in the away?
I think we'll win 3-1 on the time.
Okay.
I think like if we lose 1-0, I hope we'll win 3-0 away. Oh, what I heard. Sorry.
I'll put it like this year. I'm not particularly confident of the away leg, right? But I will say I just don't see Arsenal conceding 3 goals to anybody.
Yeah.
But with that being said,
do you want to say 3-1? Yeah. Because we have the ability to score like goals in
the flurries.
That's why I say because I realised that. So you win 1-0, in that second leg, it's gonna be like a player who will score 2 goals in flurries.
So my thing is, and again, I'm not particularly disagreeing with you. It's just I have to look at the whole picture, and don't get me wrong, you have a much better function in terms of an attack. Maybe not the names, but your attack is better than it's not even
much better, but
it's
better functioning.
Better functioning.
It's more of a problem because we actually work as a unit.
Exactly, kind of thing. But even with that being said, Arsenal have faced like everything. Arsenal faced
everyone.
We faced everyone, kind of thing. And I still feel as if Arsenal are going to lose a game, basically, we're gonna lose a game purely out of the fact that it's been coming. We've shown signs of slowing up, kind of thing.
You know, what's annoying about this side? We face Atletico, Bayern, Man City. We face Liverpool, Villa. But then, that's not prepared for this game, because it's such a different team to the rest of them.
Exactly. So while I think there might be a result there for PSG, I can't see Arsenal.
This is more like us playing. I'm trying to think who are Arsenal around us in the league fans. It's like us playing. Hey man, Monaco maybe.
I wouldn't even say maybe. Oof.
Like it's like there's a couple of teams in our league, yeah.
Put like this, yeah.
Do things like this to us, son. Like a lot, you know what it is, yeah. Last week, a couple of years ago, this would be like our beef.
Because you know what, that's a good point because Lons are very physical.
Yeah, because literally, they everyone kept saying, no, you don't want to play in the season in the league by one player against Lons. Yeah, because they were moving crazy. Like that Lons team was physical. Them, they had PMP all over this. Right?
Varna,
even Frankowski,
yeah.
the right wing back fam.
Yeah.
Hella PMP fam.
Yeah.
Like you said, Wahi, bro. Bro, come on, man. Like, I think that's probably the best kind of the
most prep you'd have.
Yeah. But even Lance this year aren't great this year, so do you know what I mean? Completely different team in it. But if I'm to compare Arsenal to, the only team that we faced like recently, like over the last couple of years, it's Lance. It's physical, like every draw, fam.
Yeah.
Like it's hell on the wings, bro.
Yeah.
Hell, even my player name on them, man. It was hell on the wings for them, man. There, bro.
Yeah.
They were in jail. Messi, brother. Mamadou licked the back of his head, bro. Messi ducked up from France, bro.
You got the French PMP, yeah.
Bro, it's different. It's different, bro.
But yeah, I've been coach, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the preview. We'll be out, way before the game.
Thanks for having me, man. I know I waffle.
No,
but thanks for having me, though, man.
But it's good to have a perspective here because you guys, believe it or not, like we don't have that many PSG fans around, kind of. So
imagine my shock.
So I've been coach. This has been Yannick. Where can we find you, man?
Listen, you find me on TikTok, find me on YouTube, find me on Twitter. Listen, I'm soon going to start launching new videos soon. I'm actually going to use my skills.
Yeah.
I'm integrating and my knowledge of ball to create something that is quite some content for you.
It's fine, big man.
We'll do that part again then.
Alright. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Thanks for having me, man. Take care.